CBS News 24/7, I'm Elizabeth Cook. Let's take a live look at the White House, where President Trump is gearing up to sign an executive order dismantling the Education Department. The White House says it won't be today, but CBS News sources tell us the president is working on it. And whiplash in the trade war, how Trump is rolling back tariffs on Mexico while Canada pulls American alcohol from its shelves. Plus, a military exercise goes horribly wrong the moment of an accidental bombing caught on camera in South Korea. And we're keeping an eye on the Dow right now as investors react to the news that President Trump is pausing some tariffs on some Mexican goods for 1 month. President Trump rocked the markets this week with his sweeping 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada. President Trump announced a delay in a post to social media. Here it is. He writes in part, quote, "After speaking with President Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico, I have agreed that Mexico will not be required to pay tariffs on anything that falls under the USMCA agreement. This agreement is until April 2nd. I did this as an accommodation and out of respect for President Sheinbaum." So let's bring in CBS News Chief White House correspondent Weijia Jiang. She is live at the White House for us. Weijia, another last-minute shift on tariffs from the president. Why the sudden turn? And this is not the first shift he's made. Does this signal more potential pauses?
Well, Liz, this came after the president spoke by phone to the Mexican president, Claudia Sheinbaum. And you're right that this isn't the first sort of movement that we have seen since his initial announcement on tariffs. I think it's important to note that unlike Canada, which slapped retaliatory tariffs on U.S. Products right away, Mexico waited perhaps to buy some time to see if an agreement could be reached in some way. And so at the least, this has bought them something that Canada doesn't have, which is a 1-month exemption, again, as negotiations continue. But the president is not only facing pressure from these other foreign leaders, there's also external pressures here at home, as an example. So after he had a call earlier this week with the big three U.S. automakers, yesterday we learned that he put a pause on automobiles for Canada and Mexico for 1 month, because obviously those American companies are worried about how it could disrupt their business and their business model as they're trying to change the supply chain a bit here. And so there has been movement, Liz, and we don't know exactly where this is going to land, but we do know the White House insists the president is still all in on tariffs.
And Weijia, we're also keeping an eye on the White House for a move that could completely overhaul the Education Department. What more do we know about that and the millions of students that this could potentially impact?
Well, we know that the president has made this a goal of his because just last month he said, "I'd like to close it immediately. It is a con job." And it's also a relatively small department, lives with just about 4,400 employees there. And I think what's important is to note what the Department of Education does and does not do. So the department is responsible for distributing federal financial aid for education. And the secretary, Linda McMahon, has already testified to say that that will just be removed to another agency, but it's still going to go out. It's not like money is going to stop flowing in terms of financial aid. They also collect and share research data about students, and they are charged with enforcing non-discrimination policies in schools. But when it comes to what your kids are going to learn, the federal department cannot dictate that. That is up to states to determine various curriculums. But I will say that that last part especially is what many people are worried about.
Sure.
The president of the largest teachers union, AFT, Randy Weingarten, issued a statement to say, this sends a message that the president doesn't care about opportunity for all kids. Maybe he cares about it for his own kids or his friends' kids or his donors' kids, but not all kids. So, Liz, we don't know exactly how this is all going to shake out. But again, what we do know is it is coming, and the president has made that abundantly clear.
And we're going to lean into this a little bit more later on in this show. CBS News Chief White House correspondent Weijia Jiang, always great to see you, Weijia. Thanks so much.